20.
Nah. Well, 2010. No, I'm gonna start speaking now.
2015.
That's 10 years. I was 20. 14. I was 28. Yeah. So like right here.
Yeah, we good.
Okay. All right, Shalom.
Shalom.
We're going to start by saying, call Allah, Yahawah, by Hashem, Yahawashi, by Hashem, Kadash. Double honor to the apostles of Israel, aka the apostles of Great Millstone, and peace and love to all the Akim, continue preaching truth and all truth and sincerity. All right, real quick, you're out here once again to talk about the downfall of America. And we're out here again, first and foremost, to tell our people that they're so-called Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans, that you are the children of Israel, that Moses led through the Red Sea out of Egypt, man. And to tell you that we are about to be delivered again, but starting with the elect. See, the thing what's going on right now is we're in a time of judgment on the earth. Like the Lord is putting his judgments on the earth more and more. You got a lot of wild things happening every day. There was an incident, there was a 6 or 16-foot alligator walking somewhere. I want to say it had to be Florida, just walking about.
It was in North Carolina. What you talking, send me?
I think so.
Yeah,
it was North Carolina. It was Carolina. Mm-hmm. Yeah, shit like that. You got the things with the dollar's still getting weak. It's like each week we come out here, just know that the week prior and leading and after, it's just going to be getting worse for America.
Yeah, the shooting over in
the
high school.
Yeah.
Yeah, another one that happened.
Yeah, in the bathroom.
Yeah, in the bathroom. That was in Missouri.
That was in Missouri. I didn't hear. They didn't say the state. And actually, they said it was an altercation, and the kid unalived this kid, man. Or he died. He actually died. I don't know if it was a Jake or not, because the town kind of was like a weird ass town. It was like a Jopping town, something like that. What else you got? Oh, the thing that Jordan sent you with the woman. She unalived her 3 children and put the gun on herself.
They got a Jake woman steal some jewelry off a 2-year-old child at a laundromat. He came up to the 2-year-old and snatched the chain off of her and then pulled out.
Oh, yo, damn. We just possibly seen on the way up here. We don't know what that person was, but we just could tell what he or she could have been. But we walking, and it's like a guy holding hands, but what it appeared to be, I thought it was
a transformer.
A banny, yeah, a transformer. And I was like, yo, we're telling brother, like, man, is it that bad now? Like, they ain't open with it? Because, like, the Lord said it shall wax worse and worse, and more, and it's going to be like the dark going to come out to the light. Matter of fact, somebody get that real quick? Get that in Luke 12? Oh, go ahead. Okay, yeah.
I'll get Luke.
All right, bet.
Amos 3 and 6. Shall a trumpet be blown in the city, and the people not be afraid?
And right now, the trumpet is being blown by us, the prophets. The ones coming in the names, Yahawah, by Hashem, Yahawashi, the names that are important. Telling you that this place, America, is about to be destroyed. For all of what it's done on the earth, man. What it represents pure evil. Everything about America is evil, man. Everything. Like, it's not one righteous thing about America, man. Except for the elect that's here. And even that, we're only righteous through Yahawashi. And Lord, when we hope to be part of the elect, I'm going to tell you.
Shall there be evil in the city, and the Lord has not done it?
Shall there be evil in the city, and the Lord has not done it? It's evil to have a person snatch off a 2-year-old. Yeah, that's not even kindergarten. That's freaking daycare people.
Might still be in Pampers.
Yeah, how did it even happen? Is that a laundromat?
She was with the 2-year-old was with the grandma, and some Jake woman came up in the laundromat. And grabbed her, you know how because people be putting jewelry on their children and shit. Grabbed it off the children. I'm like, that right there goes to show you that when it comes to somebody wanting something or somebody, wanting to get over somebody, you're gonna always go after the weaker vessel.
Yep. Just like in a while.
Yep. So when you want to talk about the hierarchy of protection. That's why the Lord said that a man is going to be more precious than fine gold. Because, see, a woman could do that, can snatch a child, a 2-year-old necklace. But, see, a woman couldn't do that to a 15-year-old, 16-year-old, right? So how much more, so a man can do that to a woman. And it goes down the line. So when it gets to a point where you got men out here just wilding and doing things, who's going to be able to stop them? A woman not going to be able to stop a man from taking whatever he wants. I think you sent me something. You guys said Diego's Day. A lot of Diego's Day happened. I forgot what it was.
Matter of fact,
no, that was it.
Now I was gonna say what happened was that guy. It was undocumented. person. They said he basically snatched up his 13-year-old, and the guys. It was weird because I don't know why she got in the car. She didn't know him, but somehow he got her in the car and told her he was gonna take her somewhere, then or the store or something. And she said that she seen that he was going another way. He said something that he pulled the hawk out on, which a knife. He put a knife out on her, and then he took her somewhere, and did the R word to her. But just like that, a 13-year-old, man. That's somebody's daughter, somebody's niece, somebody's cousin. And what did the Lord say? The Lord said it's going to be a time like no other. So these are things that's always been happening. But now what you're seeing now is it's being publicized, it's being shown, or not being shown the actual event, but it's being revealed on a quicker fashion. Because something like that probably wouldn't have been revealed until later on down the line if it was like no news and no social media, no internet. Because how would the news get spread? But the Lord has the unicorn, the same way the truth was spread, he has the judgments being spread. So you can see the judgments and see the judgments. Well, we're seeing judgments, man. Go ahead.
Matthew chapter 24, verse 12. And because iniquity shall abound, the love of many shall wax cold.
And iniquity definitely is abounding here in America. It's not the whole earth, but definitely here in America, man. The daughter of Babylon, Babylon the Great. Hey, like, yo, what else could you describe America as? Like, if real talk, like, if you describe America and you're telling the truth, what's one word that can wrap up America? Evil.
There's a little excerpt in this. It says, notes. In the notes, it says, hold on, what's this? Turkey President Erdogan calls for Islamic alliance against the 48ers.
The Turkish president said what?
He calls for Islamic alliance against the 48ers.
And it's funny what you're talking about, because in the Turkey, that's Arabs, Ishmael. So that's probably why they have this certain connection and disdain connection to the Islamic world, but the disdain towards America and NATO. Even though it's a NATO country, but two not want together to be agreed. Yep. You know what I'm saying? So like they're not agreeing with the NATO and what they're doing with the 48ers, man. And the Ukrainian thing. I think he's spoken the Ukrainian thing too. Mm-hmm. So go ahead.
It says, hold on. For Israeli media, a drone launched by Hezbollah hit a building in Ayelet Hasha'ar, northern Israel. There's a little video clip. But this note says, with false teaching and loose morals comes a particularly destructive disease. And that's why it says, because iniquity shall abound, the love of many shall wax cold. So basically, because sin is increasing, is multiplying on the earth, the love of many is waxing cold, and that word cold goes into psyche, right? Psychos. People are becoming psychopathic, and not in the sense of you watch like, he was a sociopath, American, what's that guy with Christian Bale, the movie?
American Psycho.
American Psycho. Oh no, he's a psychopath, yeah. They're not acting more so like him, which you do got some people acting like that, but just the day-to-day madness and inability to have self-control. Like, people now just think, like we're talking about the woman that snatched the jury of the 2-year-old, people just think of something to do, something evil to do, and they just do it. You don't really think of consequences anymore, repercussions. And as the scripture says, why? Because judgment is slacked. Righteous judgment is slacked in this place. So you can do wickedness, you can do evils, you can commit all type of sins in here in America, and you can get away with it. I mean, you're defunding the police, right? People don't regard the kings or princes. So hell, just the mindset is do as thou wilt. That's what Babylon, Esau wanted you to do.
And that goes part of all the economy and all the order and chaos, the dollar crashing, people's financial woes. Because that's really the main thing, is the financial woes that people are going through. It's not the fact that people just want to go crazy. It's the fact that normal life is being threatened every day. Your regular bare necessities is going up as far as the pricing. But you said that you read the iniquity should abound cold, right? Uh-huh. So I went to the word abound, just in the etymology, and it says to be in great plenty, to abound or be abundant, come together in great numbers. It says, that's basically it. So basically abundance. So what? It's basically saying, that's Yahawashi speaking. Yahawashi is saying that iniquity is basically great in numbers here, in its age, in Esau's kingdom.
Why is that? You got the man of sin with you.
Right. And that's why the Lord is doing what he's doing to America, because even though he's a man of sin and all that, yo, he's still getting judgments. It's just the fact of his pride hasn't been checked yet. But that's going to come when actually YAHAWASHI cracks the sky. Because right now, like, you would think they would be a little more humble. Like, you would think like that, y'all should probably change your ways. You would think America would actually change the whole setup on how America is. But no, it's actually just getting worse. And the scripture said they should wax worse. For the love of many shall wax cold. That means it's going to keep getting worse and worse. Shall. Why do you think it's going to get so bad to where people are going to have to run in each other's houses? Like a friends, family. Imagine family. You got families. What it said? The variants. The daughter variants against her mother, father against his son, daughter-in-law. Those are close family members, man.
And that's just because of the truth. The Lord said, because Lord said, I can set a man against variance.
Yeah.
But that's because of moral standpoints that different. What happens when it's become a life or death situation or I can't eat and you can't eat, so one of us got to eat, one of us got to starve. People become more and more in a sense of animalistic, survivalist mode.
And that's why the love of many shall wax cold, because it's not the fact that, all right, I just don't like you anymore. It's the fact that when you're hungry and when as they say, the survival mode kicks in. So your survival mode kicks in, this person around you is not a key to your survival.
Hey, what's that, a Snickers commercial? You're not yourself when you're hungry.
Ooh. Hungry, why wait?
Why wait?
And that means that when they say why wait, you're gonna have people that's gonna be eating people. And that's why it's going to be important to trust in YAHAWASHI, to not put none of those spirits on you, because we're going to be in the midst of all of the madness, man. Matter of fact, Jacob's trouble. How would he be saved out of it if it's going to be his trouble? It's talk about the remnant. The Lord always talks about his remnant, his chosen number of Israelites that's not going to fall victim to all the bullshit that's coming to this place, man. And remember, it's just getting started. It's the beginning of sorrows. We still walking around day to day like it's normal. It's just that you have I got you. It's just pockets of the crazy stuff happening. But all in all, life is pretty much still normal. But it's getting less and less normal.
Isaiah 10 verse 20. And it shall come to pass in that day that the remnant of Israel and such as are escaped out of the house of Jacob shall no more stay upon him that smote them, but shall stay upon the Lord, the Holy One of Israel in truth.
And that's leading up to when YAHAWASHI actually delivers the elect, because right now we in the tribulous times. And it's not even an actual fiery trial yet, man. So like, you can still go to work, you still go to the grocery store, but you know what the Lord is doing? He's breaking it down more and more to like, yo, you got more stores closing. We're at a Stop and Shop. They even said that Walmart's are closing. Walgreens closing. A lot of pharmacies closing. But people are all off these prescription drugs, man.
And a lot of these stores are also locking up a lot of their goods.
Yep.
So even if you go to the store, it's going to be harder for people to go up in there and steal stuff.
And when did a lot of that start? During the Emmy. I remember for one, it was a baby formula. What was the other one they was locking up? Baby formula. And I know baby formula was the main one. So think about when they got to start rationing water. Like, people don't think about it. It's a lot of mouths to feed on the streets of America right now. But soon enough, a lot of mouths won't be fed. That's actually one of the plagues. It's the famine. Could you imagine not knowing where you're going to next eat your meal, and the last time you ate was a week before, and you had a swig of water? Remember, if you ever watched The Walking Dead, that's very key. The Book of Eli. What was Denzel searching the streets for? Water.
Okay.
He didn't kind of like, yo, where the hoes at, or yo, where there's partying. No, he told me where the water at. Where's your water source? Because at that moment, that's all you're going to care about is your bare necessities, man. Do you have any more?
No.
Jeremiah 51:6. Flee out of the midst of Babylon, and deliver every man his soul. Be not cut off in her iniquity, for this is the time of the Lord's vengeance.
This is the time of the Lord's vengeance coming right now. And the remnant that's going to apply to the elect. That's going to be not fall victim to the said perils that's coming to America and throughout the earth. But mainly here in America, this the major battlefield for the Lord's judgment and prophecies, man. Because this is where everybody is at. Literally, I think every nation is in America. But the scriptures also say eventually that these other nations are going to go back to their own lands. If you can get that real quick. But continue on.
He will render unto her recompense.
Render unto her recompense. The her is what? The daughter of Babylon. That whore. The whore is America. That's in the book of Revelation. The book of Revelation with the great whore that is about to be judged. The one that sat carelessly. What?
Verse 7, Babylon had been a golden cup in the Lord's hand that made all the earth drunken.
Babylon had been that golden cup in the Lord's hand for a time. For a time. But now that time is up. The gold is about to be melted. And it's going to be melted by the nuclear fire, figuratively speaking. Oh, that's hard. Yep, go ahead.
The nations have drunken of her wine. Therefore, the nations are mad.
And that's what we talk about in the car. These are the other nations. Well, not on the car, but we'll be talking about these other nations. Because when you make money off of something, you don't want it to go. I think you made a point last week, or I don't know if we was at LI. You was like, yo, they don't want America to be completely destroyed because they still make money off America. I don't know if that was that's it. So you have these countries, but that's them having had a cake and eat it too. See, you ain't gonna be able to just be beefing with America, but just make money off of it, man. Now the Lord said it was a golden cup, and it was a golden cup. But then it mentioned after that, you read that golden cup part in, and then talk about the nations.
Verse 7, Babylon had been a golden cup in the Lord's hand that made all the earth drunken. The nations have drunken of her wine.
So they of the wine, the riches, the money they made off of it, man. The prosperity they got from it, and they still get it from it. But best believe the nations still make money off of America, man. Because America is still technically that golden cup. But the Lord is slowly pulling it away from them, man. That's why I said that's why the nation's gonna mourn. They're not gonna mourn because America, we want America to exist. They're gonna mourn because they profited off of it, man. But the Lord said, nah, this place is done. It said has been a golden cup. Has been. Past tense. It no longer is. Remember that the two journalists was arguing, and he was like, yeah, I used to be your boss. And he's like, yeah, you were my boss, but you are no longer. You are no longer the boss. You are no longer that golden cup, man. The Lord is done with America. Hey, the elites are done with America. That means the Lord is done with the elites and America. And now it's time for Esau's judgment, and now it's time for Babylon's judgment, America's judgment. And the main judgment is going to get to be destroyed is because of what they did to the Israelites in the first place. What they did to the children of Israel, the people on this sign, that's what they're getting judged for, and the other nations. They all took part in that downfall. The Lord said that all our adversaries should go into captivity. Go ahead.
Therefore, the nations are mad.
I'll talk to you about that as well.
Verse 8, Babylon is suddenly fallen and destroyed.
Oh, said therefore the nations are mad, going crazy. They've been out of shape. And if you think about it, there was something that happened. Something happened. There's so much shit happening. Something happened. There was something economic, but because they're having with the Houthis, they're fighting over there in the Red Sea. Something happened to where like it's fucking up the business. And this has been an ongoing thing since last year. We're coming to a year that this whole thing with the small hats and Palestine been going on. And look what it's done to the country. Look what it's done to the earth. Look how all the nations are mad. Shit, literally. Everybody's mad because they're not. The prosperity is different now. Everything is tight. Everybody's just trying to hold on. All in it, they're just trying to hold on. And ultimately, what? The prophets are out here. The prophets are out here prophesying against Esau, against America, against all the other nations, man. And now we're seeing the Lord do work on these nations, do work on America. As the Lord is saying, go ahead.
Verse 8, Babylon is suddenly fallen and destroyed.
Oh, Babylon is suddenly fallen and destroyed. Destroyed. ED, past tense. So that means America's already destroyed. Ain't no coming back. Ain't no coming back from this. How can America come back and go back to what it once was? How? All the businesses that made America what it was is gone. My bad. Oh, matter of fact, hold up. Let's grab this article real quick. What's the spirit? You have, right? Let me continue on that.
How for her? Take balm for her pain. If so, she may be healed.
But she is not healed. If so, she may be healed. But it's no healing for America. Yo, listen. As time goes on, America's going to get worse and worse and worse. Literally, it's getting worse every day, every second, every minute, every hour. And you got more spirits coming over here, and now you got more evil spirits. Cause like, what else? Something else happened. Some of the migrants they talk about, they did some. The thing in Colorado. In Colorado, they so-called took over an apartment building. They said in Illinois, with the Venezuelan gang. But they Israelites anyway, and that's actually dope because like, what is the Lord going to do in the midst of all that? The Lord said what? Judah and Jerusalem will come together. So the Lord is bringing all these nations, all the northern tribes over here. Now it could be the unsavory ones, but at the end of the day, the Lord can take that evil spirit off of some. But ultimately, it's all for the judgment. The judgment that's coming here. Remember, this is the great whore that should be judged. Go ahead. As the Lord is saying, right?
Verse 9. We would have healed Babylon, but she is not healed. Forsake her and let us go everyone into his own country.
Hey, all of these, what do they call them? Those little summit meetings and like those meetings they get having, like let's see how we can like UN meetings and all that stuff. That's what they're doing. They're trying to figure out a way to where like, how can we all just like continue to profit and make money? How can we continue to still go to war with each other, but still come out profiting? It don't work like that, man. The Lord said he about to do away with you nations, man. Y'all part of the nations that devour our people. On this land, this very land known as America, is where we started slavery. And still serving slavery. And the Lord didn't take the yokes off us yet. It's a process. Remember, it's a process. This is the Lord's movie. This is his story. Every day the prophecies are coming to pass in his time. And we have to continue to wait. Wait ye upon me till the Lord raise up to the prey. Go ahead.
For her judgment reaches unto heaven and is lifted up even to the sky.
Hey man, the judgment is high, man. Hey, the iniquity is high, man. What America has done is reached to the heavens of the Heavenly Father. His ears hear it every day. It said the souls of the just cry continually. Cry continually.
Can't even rob Peter to pay Paul anymore. Peter ain't got it either.
It's funny you break that up because there was a joint on Instagram, right? It was I posted it on the IG, right? And it basically said that it made a joke about it was using Lawrence Fishburne when he played Ike Turner and what's love got to do when they was having a divorce settlement, right? So talk about if you apply for food stamps mad times, but if you go into the what you call it, the caption, the dude says, man, shit, we all have to be on food stamps in a minute. Because it's like it's real shit. Because it's like, yo, food is just expensive. And that's one thing we all can agree on. If you can't agree on nothing, agree on everything got expensive out of nowhere. Hell, a bag of chips is down there $3 now. Not even the biggest bag. It's crazy out here, man. It's crazy out here. And it's only gonna get crazier to where people are gonna be like, yo, what the hell is going on? But that's what Babylon is suddenly falling. It's suddenly falling, and the ultimate fall is gonna be the missiles. So you understand these not Saudi Arabia, I think Dubai just made their first nuclear whatever.
The United Emirates.
Yeah, the United Emirates.
They have their first nuclear reactor.
Australia just made they just got their first nuclear submarine on board. Why are these nations doing that? Joel 3 and 9. That's a lot of that.
Okay. Verse 10. The Lord hath brought forth our righteousness. Come and let us declare in Zion the work of the Lord our power.
Hey, that's what we're doing right now. But who's ultimately going to bring that? YAHAWASHI. But who we preaching about coming? YAHAWASHI. Because he's going to bring 100% righteousness back to the earth. And that's going to be a crazy sight. Like when Yahawashi, like who you call Jesus, when Yahawashi come back to the earth, it's going to be a crazy sight. And every eye shall see him. Like imagine that. He's coming like, I remember the apostle says, like, yo, you got to imagine, he comes off of his father's throne. Like he comes off of the father's throne, the creator's throne, the co-creator. When he comes off of the throne and comes back to the earth, which he has made, that's what we're talking about. He's about to come and destroy America, but not the whole earth. Go ahead.
Verse 11. Make bright the arrows, gather the shields. The Lord have raised up the spirit of kings of the Medes.
And speaking of which, those swords, modern day arrows, they're missiles. And they all get prepared right now. Every day they're getting more nuclear ready. More nuclear ready. Hey, we got to get our nuclear missiles together. Get our nuclear missiles together. Nuclear talks. Nuclear war. World War III. World War III. Donald Trump even said it. World War III is at hand. And he said America ain't going to survive it. It can't. How are you going to survive a nuclear catastrophe if it's a hit right now? Where are we going to go? Where are we going to go? These billionaires got bunkers, but that can't fit everybody. We talk about billions of people on the earth. I don't know the population of America, but
about 300 million.
300 million? And that's what, like, you know,
And that was
people
before,
are documented.
Yeah, I was about to say, that was before this whole influx of undocumented.
Because that probably was what, 2021, 2022 type shit? Because they do the census joint.
Yeah.
And remember the census joint, did they come into your crib during this pandemic?
I can't remember. I don't think so.
Yeah. Well, one came to mind, but what does it matter? If there's 300 million people, let's say hypothetically speaking, the population in America is 300 million people. A lot of these elite rich people, they're not in America. These CEOs, these are your supervisor bosses, they ain't got no bunkers. You think your boss got a bunker? You think your boss got a bunker? So that's how, I mean, what, you go out basement? The basement? This ain't a thunderstorm. Your grandma used to tell you to go, till the storm is out.
Hey, that's why you had like celebrities like Rick Ross. He was talking about trying to build a bunker. Shaq. I think Genuine talked about it. The Kardashians had a fallout, not a fallout shop. They had a pantry, a stock pantry. So why is all that happening? Right. They showed you that in that movie, Leave the World Behind, right? You might have somebody that knows somebody that knows somebody that knows something, so that it gets trickled down. But the regular civilians, which the elites call useless eaters, they don't got no plan for you. You think your little city hall fallout shelter is going to protect you from an atomic strike? It's not even protect you from an atomic bomb.
Right.
Well, how much more of a nuclear bomb, man? You're not even going to have enough time to even prepare for it. They talking about a nuclear missile can get from Russia to America to hit New York City in less than 30 minutes. And that's not even including the ones that they got in the submarines, which they can't even detect Russian submarines that are on the shores of America, down in down in Florida, on the shores of the east coast of America. Hey, the scripture told you, Jeremiah 50, to set your hours around the Beltway, man. On the west coast, they had Chinese and Russian, Chinese and Russian nuclear carrying jets that were spotted off of the east coast, the west coast over there in Alaska. So they're surrounded, man.
Oh, full circle. Hey, check this out. You mentioned Russia, right? I forgot all about this. This is from Yahoo News. This is from the 6th, so this is yesterday. It said, that's yesterday night. It said 7:49 p.m. September 6th, right? Now this is from CNN, one of the powder puff news. It says Iran transfers ballistic missiles to Russia, sources say, right? And I'm just reading a couple inserts. So it says Iran recently transferred short-range ballistic missiles to Russia to use in the war against Ukraine. According to two sources familiar with the intelligence, completing a delivery, check this out, completing a delivery that U.S. and Western officials had warned was in the works for almost a year. So for a year, they mentioned it, but they just did it. And then they say that Iran and Russia have been out here making transactions for like a good couple months now. And it says, it is not clear when exactly the missiles were delivered. I bet. It says, but their transfer comes as Russia has intensified its missile and drone attacks on Ukrainian cities, and as Ukraine braces for large-scale Russian attacks on its energy infrastructure this winter.
Winter is coming.
Winter is coming.
I got another excerpt.
Go ahead.
It says, the Foundation for Defense of Democracies, the FDD, claims Iran could have a nuclear bomb before the presidential election and suggests the U.S. troops need to be deployed to the region immediately to counter such an outcome.
Who is
Fox
that?
News report.
That's Fox News. Hold up. You should read that again.
Actually, I'm trying to find the actual article.
There's a link. Okay, so I'm gonna continue on this, right? So check this out, right? So if it said this winter's in a couple months, and I believe winter is during the time of the election. That's November, right? And, well, fallish, but whatever. So it says this winter, right? Ukrainian President Vladimir Zelensky told allies at a meeting of the Ukraine Defense Contact Group in Germany on Friday that Ukraine urgently needed more air defense systems. Urgently. The Wall Street Journal first reported that Iran had delivered the missiles. And it says National Security Council spokesperson Sean Savit told CNN in a statement that any transfer of Iranian ballistic missiles to Russia will represent a dramatic escalation in Iran's support for the Kremlin in its invasion of Ukraine. But what is also going on already? Iran is already supposed to be going to war with the small hats. They still waiting for them to attack them, right? You think that's not going to happen? They will attack. And if this presidential election seems to be a nice little key factor on like when they want to make these moves. Because once the president is established, they're gonna be like, all right, now it's on. Because now it's gonna be you have nothing to wait for. You have nothing, no more diplomatic shit to wait for. There's no more all the elections took place for a lot of the countries. If I'm not mistaken, right? Then all these countries have a lot of elections, a lot of prime ministers were put in place and all that. America's the last one. Ooh, say less. And I'm gonna finish it off. And it says, we have been warning of the deepening security partnership between Russia and Iran since the outset of Russia's full-scale invasion of Ukraine, and are alarmed by these reports. Now, when did Russia invade Ukraine? 2022. So I mean, they've been talking about this for a couple years now, right? It says, we and our partners have made clear, both at the G7 and at the NATO summit this summer, that together we are prepared to deliver significant consequences, Savage said. So this you get Jeremiah 3:9 real quick? Because now you have these nations who are preparing for war. And we've been proclaiming this. How long the brother been proclaiming this among the Gentiles? Saying that, yo, y'all about to go to war, Iran. I remember Pastor Tar saying Iran is our first into the truth. Watch for Iran. Never forget, 2011. And the only people that's not on the head on the swivel is Americans, man. You go to these other countries, they understand the coming doom that's coming on the planet, man.
And their actual governments prepare the citizens
right.
for potential war. You had Denmark, Sweden, other various different countries told their the government told their civilians, this is what you should do. This is how you prep. So I think in Russia they was giving out gas masks. They was doing actual simulations of what to do during a nuclear fallout.
Right.
So they already have their mindset of, all right, this may potentially happen. We will know what to do. When that shit happens over here in America, people going to be scrambling like chickens with their head chopped off. Because people, as it says, they have this mindset that dwell carelessly. And when you dare dwell carelessly, you're in a mindset that you don't have a care in the world. Nothing can hurt you. Hey, like Ghost said, nothing can stop me.
Right.
That's what Americans think. Nothing can stop us.
Right. And if you keep listening behind this government, because you said the government alarm or tell the citizens on what to do for the coming war, right? If leave it up to American government, they're gonna keep telling you everything's okay. Yep. Literally every day they keep telling you everything's okay. And there's nothing to worry about.
Tell you the economy's doing better.
Yeah.
Meanwhile, you got all of these different reports showing thousands of jobs. Like what? Like, yo, y'all saying this, and then when he gets my bad, when then they get the people that talk on behalf of the president, like his administration, they don't answer none of the questions. And then these little reporters, they be grilling them too.
Grilling them.
They were like, oh, next question.
Yo, remember I sent you, we were talking, I was like, yo, you saw he just danced around that question though? And it was like, I was like, I just want to hear what the answer would have been. But he said, they just say a bunch of words, but he just said nothing.
Empty talk.
And it's like, yo, I got you, brother. Like the brother said, right? If you listen to a government official speak, right? But you're also a person, I'm looking at the actual news and actual reports of, you have these people these YouTubers, they're not government employees. They're actually like, yo, I took this from something data survey or this data, like this actual stats.
Independent journalism.
Yeah, that's what they call it, independent journalism. And that's running rampant. Shit, that's us. But the dude said he actually brought up something from the actual market watch shit, like that, the market watch and all that, right? He was like, yo, you're telling us the economy's okay, so how are people still losing jobs? Why are people still low on funds? Why is that? Okay? Like, why is that? Because they're paid to lie. Just like Stringer Bell told D's mom in The Wire, the cops are paid to lie. But you want to
say the average American believes that, our military is strong. We got military might, we got artillery and all kind of weapons and shit like that. We're huge, we're big, like no one can beat us. Like, are you serious? They're allowing moles and shit to be in the military. They don't have no warrior spirit. They have a bitch spirit on them. A coward, pussy spirit. That's what they have on them. Those Russians over there and shit, those other countries, they still got a warrior spirit.
Oh, that was like Putin said that. Putin said that America forgot what real war is like. Because the past wars that America's been fighting been against militia groups. The Taliban, ISIS. You haven't fought an actual sovereign nation's military.
Established country.
And they were saying how America's machinery, weaponry is outdated.
Outdated. And defense too.
Yeah, it's outdated.
Speaking of, add on to that brother point, I got this from the insert. I think this from the End Times cat. It says America isn't ready for another war because it doesn't have the troops. What were they talking about not too long ago? What did they need to put out there? A draft. From 18-year-old to 18-year-old to 26-year-old. They said a draft. The guy whose crib got raided, he was like, yo, America couldn't even win a war against China alone. So you talk about China, you got North Korea, you got Russia, you got all of with the Islamic Republic joints, all the Islamic Republic countries. You have Turkey coming against NATO. Straight up.
Back in Jeremiah 51, verse 28, prepare against her the nations with the kings of the Medes, the captains thereof, and all the rulers thereof, and the land of his dominion. And the land shall tremble in sorrow, for every purpose of Yahawah shall be performed against Babylon, to make the land of Babylon desolation without inhabitants. The mighty men of Babylon have forborne to fight. They have remained in their holds. Their might hath failed. They became as women. They have burned her dwelling places. Her bars are broken.
And did you say the two Marines got beat up somewhere?
Yep. Like, going back to that, what you had just said.
Yeah.
The thing it said they forborne to fight.
Oh yeah, they're not. Yeah. Yeah, we're all Dylan Roofs at. If y'all want to go shoot something, why don't y'all join the military, man? Actual go to your actual threat. And that goes also into I'm about to say Amazon, Isaiah, where it talks about the war that used to be fought with the great noise, but now it's gonna be what? It's gonna be these. That's why everybody's shooting missiles at each other.
And they said that America's recruitment into the military is at an all-time low.
All-time low.
All-time low right now. At the time period where you need the most bodies, you at an all-time low. Because you fighting my back, because it's not like you just fighting one country.
Right.
They said that America, within the next 2 to 3 years, these experts, monthly prognosticators, they said that America could potentially be fighting a three-front war. In America, in Russia, in China, and in the Middle East. Now, you don't even got enough military just to go against Iran alone. I mean, go against China alone. Now you got to deal with Iran, and Iran is not just Iran. Iran got the whole Arab nations. We just read what Turkey said. So they got all of the Arab nations backing them. And then you got Russia, which Russia got Belarus. They got Kazakhstan. They got other, different parts of nations that was a part of the Soviet Union back then. while at the same time you got a low recruitment here, and the ones that are in the military, they're soft. That's why it says they become as women. They're over here doing DRAG makeup artists in military uniform.
TikTok video.
Doing TikTok. Come on. The Lord is literally making these words come to life right in front of you, man.
Off the page.
You don't see no other country of nations of people of military doing this shit that American military is doing. But yet you got the audacity to boast in you being the greatest and most powerful country. They said that Russia got 2 missiles, the Satan 2. They call it the Sarmat officially, but 2 of those missiles can wipe out half of the United States. America got the Minuteman nuclear missile, which was created back in the 60s. That's never been upgraded since then.
I got you, brother. Matter of fact, it's funny you said that in the 60s because they said that what they're using against Ukraine right now is stuff from the Cold War. So they haven't even gotten into their new bag yet. That's why Putin said, our nuclear arsenal, y'all not fucking with. And we didn't even got the highest of our nuclear arsenal. Remember, the only reason why Ukraine is even standing a chance right now is because of America's assistance. What happened? Who's going to assist America?
Really, it's because of
What did NATO do?
Well, no, it's really because Russia ain't really using all their might.
That too. So whatever the might that they're giving them, the only reason remember they was getting slaughtered for a minute until I guess America started giving them more shit. But like the brother said, you remember that's still their people. They want that land, and I just kind of realized this Ukrainian cannot drive. He said the reason why Russia's in that land is because uranium, man. They got some kind of field over there with the joint. But
I don't know if your brother seen the video, but you had your candidate Kamala Harris was in the motorcade. Security, security brought her out. Bring her to she's going to Air Force One. She's walking. She has her earphones on, ignoring the people trying to ask her questions and shit, the reporters and shit like that.
Oh, shit.
So she's literally ignoring the fucking reporters and shit because usually, they'll ask a couple of questions, whatever, and then they go into Air Force One with them. Or they just go straight up and they don't have to answer shit for them. But she ignored them. Like, she didn't want to hear nothing they had to say. She waved at them and got on the plane. That was it.
Yep.
That was your fucking candidate.
you want to say something?
I was gonna say that Putin said that after Ukraine went up into Kursk, which is a part of the Russians' sovereign land, Putin said that they're going to force Ukraine to the negotiation tables by force. So like their response is going to make Ukraine want to negotiate. Ukraine can't talk like that.
Nope.
And if the Ukraine does talk like that, the only way they can back it up is by using U.S. Missiles deep into Russia. But Russia said, if they use your missiles deep into our country, we're going to consider that an attack by you. Right. And you're going to feel it all the way in the West, which is here in America.
And to that point, to the article I just read, it said, what did it say Ukraine was talking? It said we urgently need more defense something. So what are you talking? Like you can't talk. Russia could talk that big. Like remember, if they're holding back, that's bad. Cause y'all giving everything y'all got. You give them everything y'all got, and they holding back, and y'all still having problems. So what's gonna happen when they really unleash? Like yo, you know what? Because remember, it's the Lord's work. It's the Lord's work. It's not that time yet. The stuff has to still keep building up. But the Lord said, what? He mustered the host of the battle. He's putting everything into pieces. Everything that, put it right here. And remember, we still got the MOTB that got to come out. We still have a lot of things that have to go as far as the economic situation in the world too. The war is going to be ongoing. But once the MOTB and all that comes, that's going to be actually the end of the line.
What do you want to say now? No. I still
You said Jeremiah. You said Jeremiah.
I said Jeremiah 30. Jeremiah 30? Yes. Actually, I didn't say the number. But
you said 39.
I said 39?
Yeah.
Oh, then I didn't mean 39. What is 39? Let's see the scripture.
That's going into.
That's about us though.
Yeah,
that's like
yeah.
something. I mean, hell. Our people going to that's 2/3. That's Israel going to get judged, man.
But I want to give.
Bring out that. Bring out some more to the top of the
Jeremiah chapter 50, I'm gonna start at verse 20. It says, in those days, saith Salaki, in those days and in that time, saith the Lord Yahawah Ba'ashem YAHAWASHI, the iniquity of Israel shall be sought for, and shall be none, and there shall be none, and the sins of Judah, and they shall not be found, for I will pardon them whom I reserve.
Oh, we talk about the remnant, the elect. He said whom I reserve. So that means that the certain select few of Israelites are going to be delivered when he sends his son back, YAHAWASHI, who the world calls Jesus, man. They're going to come deliver men, women, children, things of that nature. Water.
Hey, and that's the whole point of us being out here. Yep. It's just to call our people to repent. But it's only going to be the remnant. See, the Lord already set it up to where there was only going to be a remnant of Israel that returns. There was only going to be a select number of our people that are scattered throughout the four corners of the earth, that are scattered throughout the various different nations, that were going to hear the voice of YAHAWASHI in this time. Because this is the Lord calling you to be reserved from the wrath to come. We're talking about the wrath. We're talking about how the war, the nuclear war is brewing up, how all these different catastrophes are formulating, right? But that's not the end. The end isn't just the destruction of everybody. No, there's a way to escape out of that. And that the way to escape out of the war that you currently see being activated is by returning and repenting in the name of YAHAWASHI. But only, once again, only the Lord's elect, the sheep, are going to hear his voice.
You know what I forgot?
Verse 21, it says, go up against the land of Marathaim, even against it, and against the inhabitants of Pekad. Waste and utterly destroy them. And that word Marathaim, when you go into it, it means double portion of bitter, right? Because America, that word America goes, marigold goes into being bitter. Because America was and is a bitter place for Israel, right? When you think about taking a drink of something, it's very hard to drink something that has a bitter taste. And the Lord said what? In Jeremiah 49, them whose judgment was not to drink of that cup have surely drunken of it. And shall ye go unpunished? The ones whose judgment wasn't supposed to drink of it was Israel. The Lord put us in America for the iniquities that we've committed. So he put us in a bitter position. He put us in a downtrodden, in a destitute state, so that in this land of our captivity we can remember ourselves and think upon his name. But the Lord still got a judgment for the place of this bitter captivity. Because what it said in Isaiah, that you didn't show us no mercy. You didn't have any mercy upon the ancient or the young. He was but yet a little displeased with us, and you have poured the affliction. So he is sore displeased with the heathen.
Hey, and if I may, that's why the Lord said, I will undo all that afflict thee. All the nations, man. The Lord said in Jeremiah 30 and 16, he said, all that devour thee shall be devoured. They shall all go into captivity.
Every one of them.
Every one of them. Every nation. And if you think about it, in Jeremiah 30, let's think about the context of it. In Jeremiah 30, right? You're reading 50 and you're reading 51. No, you're reading 51, you're reading 50. And he mentioned, you referenced 49, right? All right, what also is referenced in 49? What are you going to do to Esau? I mean, he's going to make his habitation desolate and waste.
And when you read that, and when you read 50, it's talking about the destruction of Babylon,
right.
Babylon the Great, but it's the same actual destruction.
Because he wrote it, boom, 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 then, Edom, bomb, 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 then Babylon, and then it says Babylon in Jeremiah 50 and 51, but somewhere around the bottom of one of those, then it says, then the daughter of Babylon. At the time of Jeremiah, there was no daughter of Babylon. The daughter of Babylon didn't come around yet. I found that very funny because it kept saying Babylon, regular Babylon, and then it said the daughter of Babylon, which is also mentioned in Revelation, also mentioned in Isaiah, the 47th chapter, where none of those prophets ever lived through. Well, as themselves did. So what time y'all think we at right now, man? We're at the time of YAHAWASHI about to come back. He told the disciples, look, when you see these things, no, that's the sign of the end of the world. And into what? This world. Esau's world. 2nd Esdras 6 and 9. Esau, the end of the world. Jacob's beginning of it that followeth, man. Esau about to go. That's why they all mad. That's why they all killing their families and committing suicide and running away.
Hey, that's why the elites are moving so quickly with trying to change the system.
Oh, speaking of which.
Because really him trying to change the system is him. Jacob's trouble is a byproduct of Esau being in fear of him losing his power. That's why he's going to go to the point of no return. That's why it says in Jeremiah when he's about to fill his belly, because he's seeing Israel wake up. This is all we're doing is coming out here and talking and reading the Bible. But that's the thing. Esau knew in order for Israel, in order for him to lose power, it wasn't going to be ultimately done by. It wasn't going to happen through a physical taking down. The house of David physically taking down Esau. It was going to be spiritual. The weapons of our warfare are not carnal, but mighty through the pulling down the strongholds. Because what the Lord really wants for Israel to do is to remember themselves, is to repent. Wait ye upon me, saith the Lord, to the day that I rise up to the prey. But I need you to get your mindset right first. He's going to take care of Esau. That's why the Lord said he comes with the thousands of heavens. And that's what Esau didn't want. He didn't want Israel to wake up. Because if Israel woke up, then the Lord has to come back and deliver us. And the Lord is not come back to deliver us and just take us out of here and just let Esau just continue to have the earth. Remember, this earth was created for our sake. Ultimately starting with YAHAWASHI. So he got to be taken out the way.
Yeah, and that's why you think about it, in Esau's rule, who he afflicts the most is Jacob. He needs us to be better. He needs us to feel in charge. We're like that battered woman that the husband beats on her with, like, she all done, like she just keeps coming back. That's what Jake is to Esau right now, man. Yeah, the Stockholm, exactly, man. And like, because they know nothing else. They feel like, oh, remember he said what? He put himself as God. And that's what the Lord said that Jacob did too. He said that these heathen, you gonna dwell in the midst of them, and he said worship their gods. That's why in the book of Ezekiel he says, like, yo, I'm gonna come back. I gotta destroy these idols, man. And what's the main way he's gonna destroy these idols? YAHAWASHI's appearance. Cause that's when they're gonna say, what? You know what? Damn. What? Then who was it? It was Abraham. I believe it was Abraham. Because Abraham's the one he lied about when he said, "Oh, girl was his sister," right?
Yeah.
When down the line, I think they had banned him, and they came to him and they said, I don't know, I forget what happened. I was reading it vaguely, but it said basically he said, "Well, surely the Lord is with thee." They said that to Abraham. I forget something happened. What do you think these nations are gonna say when YAHAWASHI come back? Because who is gonna deliver? He's going to come back and deliver the same people that you was making money off of, make a mockery of. It said that Israel became a mockery amongst the heathen, man. Oh, those niggas, oh, those Latinos, minorities. They're just cattle. Do away with them. Yeah, give them welfare, give them Section 8, give them WIC. Yeah, give them little crumbs. But they still take all that away. Because why Esau's kingdom is going down? Because why his dollar about to crash, and now he's about to bring out the MOTB. Now he's about to bring out the real, true goal of his end, and he think he's going to like restart, global reset. You resetting to be destroyed.
Yeah, I was just gonna say to show you that his kingdom is trash too, because you brought up all those systems that Jake is on, but most of Esau is on those systems also.
Yeah.
They dominate those systems.
Word. And I go to show the hypocrisy. There's a land of hypocrisy, but you continue.
Yep. Jeremiah 50, verse 22. It says, a sound of battle is in the land, and of great destruction. How is the hammer of the whole earth cut asunder and broken?
And that scripture is playing out every day. So, and it's not even a land. This is the land where that great destruction is going to come. And the land, America's ain't been touched yet. It's still like technically a virgin whore. But
yep. It said the hammer of the whole earth, because that's what America used to boast in, right? Being the strongest, mightiest, most powerfulest nation, right? Even Trump just said in an interview, well, not an interview, one of his rallies 2 weeks ago, that when he gets back in presidency, he's going to reestablish peace on the earth through strength, right? So in Americans' mindset, they believe they can achieve what is called Pax Americana, because you have Pax Roma, which is basically Rome had peace on the earth it was peace on the earth because of Rome's empire, because of Rome's strength. So there was a time where America, which is Rome reloaded, right, the second piece, there was a time where America, namely right after World War II, when they dropped those 2 bombs on Japan, where there was peace. You know, there was peace on earth because America showed its strength that was far exceeding any other country. No other country during that time had atomic capability. That was the first time an atomic bomb was dropped. That's why you had Rockefeller say what? That now have I become death, the destroyer of worlds, when they created the nuclear bomb. See, so once they dropped those two bombs, hey, World War II basically ended. Because they was like, yo, we don't got nothing for that. But look, from World War II to now, how many countries got atomic bombs? Right? You got hydrogen bombs, North Korea, Pakistan, India, China, Saudi Arabia, Russia. But now you got nuclear bombs too. And a lot of those countries that I named got that capability as well. So now they don't look at America as like, yo, you the big bad bully because of your power, because of your military, because we got the same things you got. Matter of fact, we got better. That's what Russia's saying. And that's what Joel the 3rd chapter. Let the weak say I am strong. Well, if the weak can say I am strong, and then the strong is getting weaker, that's a shift in balance and power right there. And that's why wars happen. Why do you think now you got the whole BRICS situation is setting up? You have 54 nations that are going to the BRICS summit this week. 54 nations. They said out of the nations that are already, in BRICS and the ones that have applied to it, it takes up over, I think it said 40% of the global GDP. So that's 40%. So that means America only got, let's say they got the rest. They only got 60%. That's not a lot. And then on top of that, you got other countries that are looking to move away from America toward the BRICS. So now you're having an economic shift, polarizing the geoeconomic scale of things. And if you got a country, like I always say, wars happen because of money. They don't happen because, I want to flex my power, my missile dog. My economy, I want my economy to be strong. Yep, I want my economy to be strong, so I got to either overtake your land and I got to subject you to tariffs and sanctions, or I got to just move away from your system and create our own system. But if I do that, what's that going to do to your shit?
And to add on to that point, you mentioned World War II, so you think about it, right? And World War II, because you said the money is about money and the war, right? So you think about it, right? When they did that, a little down the line, what happened? They made that deal with Saudi Arabia to where like nobody could trade oil unless it's with the dollar. It became the petrodollar. Yep. I believe 1970 something now.
1974.
Like 74, so 50 years later. Yeah.
It was 50 years, it just ended.
Right. And June the 9th, it ended, it expired, and the Saudi Arabian prince said he's not extending it. Right? So if you think about that, that's when everything really started to go to shit. More than it already is. Because once that happened, you took away two fronts in that. You took away America's strong arm as far as like military-wise and financially. Now, how can America come back from that? And now you have that's why all those countries say, you know what, we need to get away from the dollar. That's what the main goal of the BRICS, they said it openly, to get the world to go away from the dollar.
De-dollarize.
De-dollarization. And you mentioned how much percentage you said of the GDP?
40%.
40%, that's with the BRICS and all that?
Yeah, I think that's just what who's officially in BRICS now.
Right, so if,
other countries
that's applying, right? So if you think about it, right? If hypothetically speaking, that would be all the countries except for all the Edomite countries. And some of them are wanting to join the BRICS. Because I want to say that France,
they said they wanted to go to the summit.
they want to go to the party.
Turkey officially applied.
And Turkey's a part of NATO, but you know, they ain't Esau. But it's Esau, but it ain't Esau, like, you know what I mean?
Well, Turkey, I always say, Turkey got the largest standing army in NATO outside of America.
Word. So what's this about? How are we going to come to grips and not have war? But the Lord said, no, prepare war. Proclaim ye this among the Gentiles, prepare war. Beat your plowshares into swords. Get those nuclear missiles ready. You got scripture? You got more than that? All right.
Jeremiah 50 verse 23. How is the hammer of the whole earth cut asunder and broken? How has Babylon become a desolation among the nations?
What happened to America? How did Babylon become a great desolation, man? And this is leading up to this desolation where we're in right now. Those missiles that everybody getting ready, those plowshares they're beating into swords, everybody talk about nuclear this, nuclear that, that's all getting geared towards America. America got their missiles too, but at the end of the day, no country in the world is hated like America. That's how you know it's the daughter of Babylon. It said all the nations were drunk off the wrath of her fornications, man. That didn't happen with ancient Babylon, the Neo-Babylonian Empire. They didn't have that kind of influence on the earth. They didn't have that kind of stand and like, you know what I'm saying? They didn't have the America did.
Yeah, when you really think about it, that's Esau's MO, to get everybody to be like him. He Edomatizes the whole earth. You go to First Maccabees, brother can pull it up, but when the Greeks got into power, it tells you what happened after the Greeks and their sons and ruled after them after a time period. It said what? Evils multiplied on the earth. And then that's where you get the whole concept of Hellenization. They Hellenized that whole the whole known earth during that time. Everybody was a Greek. That's why when you go into the New Testament, when it said neither Jew nor Greek, they're not talking about no actual person from Greece. You got people that was in Antioch, Syria, Corinth, Turkey, but they saying Greeks. Why are they saying Greeks? They're not talking about the actual country Greece. They're talking about that everybody during that time period of the Greek Empire was forced to be into the Greekish fashions, man, including our people. The ones that Paul had to go and was commissioned to go to, those were Israelites that was Greekmatized. They went into same thing you got right now. Hellenized. Yep, they were Hellenists. But you know, people don't know what the terminology Hellenist mean, but they were Greek. They were Greeked out. And you see that, you still see, and that was so strong, you still see the Greek influence even in today, in 2024. You go to fraternities, what are they doing? All those Kappa, Beta, Zeta, that's all Greek fraternities, man. That's the Greek alphabet. And Rome was worse than Greece. We want to really think about it. We're living in a Greco-Roman empire all over again. That's why it talks about that first beast whose deadly wound was healed. Your coins, your judicial system, your city halls, the actual infrastructure.
City hall joints.
Yeah, I said the city halls. Yep. The way your marriages, how your marriages are set up, the whole concept of a wedding ring.
The three things, the city hall joints, the like political buildings, the churches, and the schools.
And the schools, yep. Yep, your universities, the gymnasiums.
Then you bring out before, like the style of romance basically.
Oh yeah, the word romance comes from Rome. Yeah, and that came after the Enlightenment period. After the not Enlightenment period, the Renaissance period, right? Which the word Renaissance means rebirth. After the Renaissance period, you had what they called the Enlightenment period, because Esau was in that pit. He was in that darkness. So during that Enlightenment period, when you actually go into the Enlightenment period, it was them actually elevating scientifically. But the scriptures talks about your science falsely so-called. That science, all that science shit is all sorcery, man. That's why when you go into science, the field of science, it's directly tied to pharmacies. Or your scientists are the ones that are your make your drugs, make your medicines. Why the hell you need a scientist to make a medicine for? Your medicine's supposed to come from the earth, but they got it coming from a lab because they're what? Witches and warlocks.
And you mentioned the scientists. There was I forget what happened. There's something happened and said basically something that happened recently just had the scientists stumped. And that's
the Lord stayed doing that.
Huh?
The Lord stayed doing that with the earth and stuff.
Yeah, but it was something recently. It's because it's specifically. Not like they had to say the scientists.
Something to see, right?
It was something. I forget what it was.
I know you had that, and then you had in the space. You had that noise that the astronauts.
I think that was it. That was the joint in the space. Mm-hmm. It was because it was up. Yeah, it was a joint in the space because that was recent. It was something recent. It said it had scientists stumped. So I'm like, oh, that's a sign of the heavens. And think about it. And remember, the Lord said this is the beginning of sorrow. Man, remember, Esau was supposed to be drinking out of this cup and has not drunk it. And he's been running around the muck on the earth for all these centuries, all these years. We talk about the Greek Empire. Let's talk about when the time of Adam. The very first serpent, that serpent-like evil, slick, scumbag, bitch-ass nigga. Yes, yeah. Slick I can be. And that was him. Look how he moves. Look how they talk. Look, that same snake slithering bastard, man. We talk about on the car, the government always lying. Talk about like, here it is, all this bad stuff going on, and you have the same government saying, but it's nothing to worry about though. It's all good though.
Well, look how many times they done lied and changed the story about the CV. About wearing a mask. Like, yo, they changed it. They literally had to change the definition of a V so that it could fit their narrative.
Right.
Because everybody was told that if you get it, you won't. If you get the V, you won't get the C. But then it came out, so everybody got it. Then everybody got the V. It was like, well, you can still get the C.
Yeah.
You can still get the C, but you won't be able to transmit it. But then when you started transmitting, well, you can still transmit it, but your symptoms ain't gonna be that bad. They kept changing it up.
Wow. You know what they said with a liar? If you lie, you have to keep covering it up with another lie.
Yeah, he's the father of it.
Oh man, what is one of the things the Lord says an abomination unto him? A lying tongue? From the beginning, he's been lying, fibbing.
He's fibber.
Yeah, Leonidas, you're wrong. Like they've been lying, but all jokes aside, like, yo, listen, for someone to be like, think about us, we're the Israelites, we're the Lord's chosen people. The Lord said he was as an enemy to us at one point. He was an enemy to us at one point, right? I think it was in Lamentation of Jeremiah. He said, like, basically, like, he was like our adversary, right? The Lord said, but yo, I will turn around and you will be my people. I put the scripture the other day. You will be my people. You're still in my palms. Remember, you mentioned it. I was angry, but for a moment. And this is what he did to us. But you want to say something?
I was going to say that Esau is such a liar, and he's not just a liar. Because you got people that lie, but they're just bad liars. It's like, you shouldn't even be lying, bro. Like, I can tell you lying. Esau is actually a good liar, to the point where he was able to make the sons of God not know and believe that they're the sons of God. Think about that. The actual sons of God, they don't even think that they're the sons of God because they believe what this devil said. Eve, which is the magnetized, that story is the magnetized of Israel and Esau, right? Eve had immortality. She was given a good life. She was just given it. And this devil comes along and be like, yo, you got something better. Like, what's better than immortality? You can't give somebody else anything better than immortality. What can you give somebody? More better than immortality. But this devil said, nah, I got something for you. See, if you worship my God, he can make you like the Most High. Because that's what he told him. He was like, if you eat of this fruit, he knows that you will be like one of them, being as a god. And then that's what got the fall.
You see walking around right now. That's what you see walking around right now.
And I was gonna say it's so bad because when we tell our people that they are the sons of God, only their first response is, what about Esau? Like, what about the white man? What about other nations?
Is it more now?
There's more. Yep.
All right, you can picture right now because someone had Esau.
Revelation, Jeremiah 50, verse 24 says, I have laid a snare for thee, and thou art also taken, O Babylon, and thou was not aware. Thou art found and also caught, because thou hast striven against the Lord.
And that's happening right now. How did they strive against the Lord the most? You said one of the points. You had the sons of God. You convinced them that they weren't the sons of God. Why is America really that land of sin besides Esau? It ain't because of other nations that's here. What true purpose did America really serve besides Esau's blessing and all that? With Jacob's punishment for disobedience. The Lord hasn't punished Esau for his disobedience yet. He hasn't punished him for all his lies and all that. Even the actual man Esau himself. If you read the story of that, the story with the birthright when I had the brother get after this brother's done, you'll realize, yo, damn, you a real scumbag. Cause if you ever read it, you be like, damn, dog, like, yo, and the thing about the Lord so bad, yo, Rebecca, it don't say that Rebecca knew anything about what Jacob and Esau had going on. He tried to still come up and get the blessing. Yo, go get her. Isaac called him and was like, yo, get to me. You know the way I like it, son. Boom, boom, I'm gonna go out. Rebecca just happened to hear it. You know what I'm saying? But remember, she was told from the womb. Yes. Go ahead, bro.
Yep. Verse 24 again, it says, I have laid a snare for thee, and thou art also taken, O Babylon, and thou was not aware. And that's what you see right now. You know, the Lord got America of Babylonians in a trick bag, man. Really, see, the elites, that's why the elites don't live here. Because the elites of America, elites of the world, right, which uses America as its cash cow, they know that this place is going to go to shit. It's going to be a very tumultuous time in America. So when you talk about Babylon, it's speaking about the people here. These people don't know that the Lord got this place set up. They really believe that the catastrophes that you hear about in Gaza and the shit going on in Ukraine and the racial divide tensions that's happening in the UK. So you see how it's getting closer and closer to an American civilization, right? But they still, some reason, believe, although you got all these migrants here and you got other people that are from other countries like China, Iran, Iraq here, they still believe that, hey, we're still going to be good. It's not as bad. It's not going to get that bad.
Getting worse. I'm talking like Kamala Harris. As it keeps getting worse. And you talk about the people coming from out of the country. It's about the spirits that Lord gonna put on the people that's already in.
Right. Yeah.
The people that's already hit. Yo, you have. Yo, I don't know if y'all two brothers, or you wasn't here. Did you hear about the lady that shot her? She unalived her 3 children, then off herself. In a car, she shot them all 3 children. They was little babies. They like little babies, right? So that's gonna continue. So imagine, and I actually was reading the comments, and it said, yo, zoom in her eyes. I actually zoomed in her eyes, you could tell, like, yo, then the eyes went to so her eyes, like, it was like, just like that, you know, that real, yeah. So, it basically goes to show, like, what was she holding on to where she felt like, yo, the only thing I could do is unalive my children and myself.
Shit, it might have just been an evil spirit.
Yeah, that too. But you gotta think, like, as far as, like, the carnality of it is, it's like, yo, you probably a single mother, because you're like you a Northern tribe. Look, you single mother, you know, times getting hard, you know, you've been having too many bad days. That's what's coming. Remember the Lord said, what, she shall eat her children? Then the sea monsters gave suck? So this time is when it's gonna get real ugly in America to where like, yo, you're gonna be like, you're gonna wanna die. Hey, they shall seek death and not find it.
One more. It says, verse 25, the Lord has opened his armory and brought forth the weapons of his indignation. For this is the work of Yahawah, power of hosts, in the land of the Chaldeans.
Hey, and as a sidebar, so he said what the weapons of his indignation, right? It says.
Yep.
So I got this article from the Business Insider. It says a U.S. ally in the Pacific just took an important step toward adding nuclear-powered submarines to its fleet. It says in the first, remember, it's a first. Australia, what, that's the land down under? Man, that's like kangaroos and koala bears, right? It says in the first, Australia is working alongside the U.S. on nuclear-powered submarine maintenance. It's an important step toward Australia acquiring nuclear-powered submarines, a pillar of its partnership with the UK and U.S. to strengthen security in the Indo-Pacific and deter Chinese aggression, a growing challenge. So you have Australia worrying about China. Because why? Australia is Edomites. Which Japheth was, right? But then they took over that joint too. So, it says to deter Chinese aggression, a growing challenge.
You know, Salaki, just you made to mention that. You know, Japheth's over there.
Oh, you bitch.
That's where they made the Tasmanian devil off of the Japhethites that was over in Australia. Yeah. That's just going to show you how Esau just be mocking everybody. That's why when you get put back in your place and when Israel gets on top of you, nobody gonna want to help you. Like no other nation is going to be like feel bad for you, man. Hell, it said even your women are not going to mourn for you because you literally have fucked everybody. The most Israel, but hey, you said even your own. The animals hate you. That says that the fir trees are going to say. No, they're going to be able to sing. The trees are going to be able to, the earth is actually going to be able to, why do you think the earth is going to be able to rejuvenate? Why do you think it's going to be flourishing? Why do you think it's going to be a paradise again? Because you are not over it no more because you have been defiling the earth.
Oh, your whole rule. Your whole rule, but you want to say something? Is that on?
That was it.
Okay, can you eat that out real quick? Yeah. I said go around when you say he was hungry.
I'm sorry, 27. Genesis 25 and 27. And the boys grew, and Esau was a cunning hunter, a man of the field, and Jacob was a plain man dwelling in tents.
Now this is a start. Now this is actually Jacob, Esau, our forefathers, and their forefather, and their forefather, and as men on the earth, right? Go ahead.
And Isaac loved Esau, because he did eat of his venison.
Now Esau is a so-called white man, white race, and what have you, right? That's Esau. Jacob is the so-called Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans, the 12 sons of Jacob, the 12 tribes. Benjamin, Judah, Simeon, Levi, and Issachar, Naphtali, so on and so forth, right? Those 12, Reuben, Gad, Those represent Jacob. Go ahead.
Isaac loved Esau because he did eat of his venison, but Rebekah loved Jacob.
Now Isaac is the second man of the covenant that the Lord made with Abraham. He was Isaac's son. I mean, he was Isaac's father. Excuse me. Isaac was Abraham's son. Okay? Abraham had Isaac and Ishmael, who represent the so-called Arabs, who are also some of the strongest people on the earth right now. And it's all due to this very book. It all explains it in this very book. But go ahead.
And Jacob saw pottage, and Esau came from the field, and he was faint.
Now, Esau, the so-called white man, what he be doing? He be out in the field hunting.
But that's all Red Hitler, doesn't it?
He be out. It describes who he was. And Jacob was what? It said as a plain man. He dwelt in tents. Go ahead.
And just real quick, just for edification purposes, if you got young men and women watching this, that doesn't mean that there isn't Jake that don't hunt. You know what I'm saying? But that's more of a characteristic of Esau.
Right.
That's his thing.
Right. And then Jake did hunt, but we hunted for a purpose. Like Esau actually hunts for sport. And I feel like Esau is the only one that does hunt for sport. And if another nation does do it, they follow behind Esau. Go ahead.
And Esau said to Jacob, feed me, I pray thee, with the same red pottage, for I am faint. Therefore was his name called Edom. And Jacob said, sell me this day thy birthright.
Now when you go into, like, you know, we talk about the social security joint, when you go into, like, who be the main ones calling call centers, complaining, or coming back and saying, I need to speak to our manager, and who does that? Who's the most complaining ass nation? Esau, Edom, the so-called white man, a white race. Always complaining, always bitching. Here it is, they're in their kingdom, and they still bitching. What?
And Esau said, behold, I am at the point to die, and what profit shall his birthright do to me?
So he talking about immortality, he talking about everlasting rule. What should it do for him because he's hungry? Ain't no nigga was probably capping. He probably ate what, the whole day, if that? What?
Shows you that, the carnality of it.
Right, hell yeah.
Let me read again. And Esau said, behold, I am at the point to die, and what profit shall this birthright do to me? And Jacob said, swear to me this day. And he swore unto him, and he sold his birthright unto Jacob. Then Jacob gave Esau bread and pottage of lentils, and he did eat and drink, and rose up and went his way. Thus Esau despised his birthright.
And that's where he fucked up. Now, ultimately, it's all prophecy anyway. But see how the Lord hates Esau? Because he had him have the birthright. He was the oldest twin. He came out first. The Lord hated him so much that he had him have it. He had it. He had it in his hands. He had it in his grasp. But he said, you know, what good is it if, you know, I'm just going to die of hunger? So that's why, and Jacob was like, yo, he could have asked anything, yo, send me your birthright this day. Swear unto me this day. He said, swear unto me this day. And you know, you always talk about, like, when you swear under something, that's like you're supposed to hold that dare. Go ahead.
That was it tonight.
Oh, go to the next chapter.
And there was a Genesis 26:1. And there was a famine in the land.
Oh, so like, my bad. You have to go to 27. That's when Isaac getting older. We'll skip to that real quick. Because now we're going into the context of, like, why these devils actually hate us so much, man. Because it ain't when I was coming up, they used to say, I used to think because we was our skin color. It ain't the pigment. All the nations got pigment, man. It's something deep. It's an underlying issue that they have with us, man. And this explains it. What else explains it? What else?
It's not the pigment, it's the promise.
Yeah, word. You just made that up?
Yeah.
Oh, it's not the pigment, it's the promise. That's a video right there.
Yeah,
Yeah, right. Copyright, that's Menofvalor. Right? Go to where it says Isaac was old. It says Isaac was... Okay, kind of
Genesis 27:1. And it came to pass that when Isaac was old and his eyes were dim, so that he could not see, he called Esau his eldest son, and said unto him, my son. And he said unto him, behold, here am I.
And Esau, so Isaac the father, the second in command of the covenant, so to speak, he was the second person born in the covenant. He's older, because I believe he was 60 when he had him. Yeah, because he's an older guy. Now it's time for the blessing, because you know he's about to pass. His spirit, he's old. Go ahead. Rock about that.
Now therefore take, I pray thee, thy weapons, thy quiver, and thy bow, and go out to the field, and take me some venison, and make me savory meat, such as I love, and bring it to me, that I may eat, that my soul may bless thee before I die.
Now, check this out. What chapter is that? So where did Jacob say, swear unto me this day, send me that birthright? 25. So now Esau know what he did, and he said in the name of the Lord. He said in the name of the Lord. He made that promise, he made that deal with Jacob, man.
Made an oath, a
A
vow.
oath, a vow.
And that's a part of the law.
And that's how you know, that's why the Lord said, yo, he that hated me. Go ahead.
Verse 5, and Rebekah heard when Isaac spake to Esau his son, and Esau went to the field to hunt for venison and to bring it.
No, go ahead.
And Rebekah spake unto Jacob her son, saying, Behold, I heard thy father speak unto Esau thy brother, saying.
Now check out the soap opera in this real quick. Rebekah, in I believe the 25th chapter as well, when she was pregnant with the 2 boys, she was told of what was going on and what these children were going to be when they came out of the womb, right? So it don't say that she heard Esau and Jacob, that transaction they had, but she already knew because the angel came to her before they was even out the womb. Bet that. So the Lord already had Esau in the trick bag, like, yo, I'm gonna have you do this. Let's go ahead, finish.
And Rebekah spake unto Jacob her son, saying, Behold, I heard thy father speak unto Esau thy brother, saying, Bring me venison, and make me savory meat, that I may eat and bless thee before the Lord before my death. Now therefore, my son, obey my voice according to that which I command thee.
Right, so Rebekah is saying this off the show what the angel told him. So now, it would seem like Rebekah's kind of being paying favoritism, but really check this out though. She was already told, so that means that even though she didn't know of the transaction that Esau and Jacob had, she knew what the angel told her, and that was through the Lord. So that means that she knew, yo, Esau's some other shit right now. That ain't going down. That's why he had her hear it. Just think about it. Anybody could have heard that, but he had the moms hear it. Go ahead.
Go now to the flock, and fetch me from thence 2 good kids of goats, and I will make them savory meat for
Now,
thy father.
at this time, Esau already left the crib to do his father's bidding, so to speak, to go out and get that venison. Go ahead.
And I will make them savory meat for thy father, such as he loveth. And thou shalt bring it to thy father, and that he may eat, and that he may bless thee before his death.
So Rebekah like, yo, that ain't going down. You go do this, Jacob. You go get it. You go do it. I'll make it the way your father like it. That's her husband. Continue.
And Jacob said to Rebekah his mother, Behold, Esau my brother is a hairy man, and I am a smooth man. My father, peradventure, will fill me, and I shall see him, and I shall seem to him as a deceiver.
I shall seem to him as a deceiver, because that would sound like deceiving. But Rebekah already has locked in that the Lord said that, Jacob was supposed to get it. The elder was to serve the younger. The elder is the one that the Lord said, that Isaac said he was about to bless. Oh, that can't go down. That's why the Lord had Esau do that. Because now it puts kind of Rebekah like, yo, she ain't messing nothing up. She's actually fixing it. Esau messed it up. And Esau is still trying to be a conniving snake and still go out there and get a blessing. So go ahead.
And I shall bring a curse upon me and not a blessing.
Right. So Jacob still got the mindset of like, I'm being humble and meek. Nah, that's not right. And he knows that Esau sold it to him. Right? So go ahead.
And his mother said unto him, Upon me be thy curse, my son.
Right. Upon me be thy curse, my son. But just do the things I say. I don't think you read that for you.
Only obey my voice and go fetch me them.
And go fetch me them. So you go I'll worry about that. She basically said, I'll worry about that. You just go do what I say. And the reason why I'm bringing this out because this is the story that's playing out right now. The nations at war from the womb are still at war. That's why it's always Jacob and Esau, the so-called white man, the so-called Hispanic man, Native American man. That's why it's always them. No other than even, yo, here it is, right? A quote-unquote Ishmael, quote-unquote, did the 911, right? But yeah, you don't see Esau and Ishmael to be rocking in the streets of America, him killing them in the streets and all that shit. Why is that? Because they don't have a perpetual hatred for nobody except his brother Jacob. And that's what's playing out right now. But now we have to end Esau's rule. Remember the Lord said what? He that blesseth thee shall be blessed. But he that curseth thee shall be cursed. Who's cursed us the most? Who's oppressed us the most? Esau. Why? Because of this story right here. This is the beginning. The Lord said I declared the end from the beginning. That's all. That's all. Cat Williams said all lies will be exposed. You lied and said you were the Jews. You're not. You lied and say we were Ham, we're not. You lied and say America is the greatest country on earth, it's not. You lied and say everything's okay and good, war is not gonna happen, it is. Everything you said has been a lie. Everything you ever told us was a lie. Even you told your own people and said what? The Gentiles inherited lies. But go ahead.
I just want to say, and it's funny because now Esau has this thing with gentle parenting, where you have to explain everything to your child of why you're doing things. When you see Rebecca here, it's like, no, just do what I say. She could have told him about the dream, but she's like, no, just do what I say. Verse 13, and his mother said unto him, upon me be thy curse, my son, only obey my voice and go fetch me them. And he went and fetched and brought them to his mother. And his mother made savory meat such as his father loved. Rebekah took goodly raiment of her eldest son Esau, which were with her in the house, and put them upon Jacob, her younger son.
No, did it mention the smooth of his neck?
That's next one.
Okay, so real quick. Okay, read that part real quick.
Verse 16, and she put the skins of the kids of the goats upon his hands, and upon the smooth of his neck.
Yo, Esau has a hairy neck. Yo, I seen an Edomite. No, seriously, real talk. Edomite the other day, I forget. I think he was driving a pickup. He was driving a truck like a FedEx truck or something. Right? I was on the road, right? And we was close by. Like, you know, we was at a light, I believe, right? And I'm looking at him, yo, dang, he got a hairy ass neck. And it made me think about that. I said, put on his the smooth of his neck, because really I ain't really seen Jake with too much of a hairy ass neck. I mean, I know Jake can have a hairy chest sometimes on some of the taco meat, but not really a hairy neck. You ever seen a Jake with a hairy neck? Not so much. Now me, but go ahead.
Yeah, she put the skins of the kids of the goats upon his hands and upon the smooth of his neck. And she gave the savory meat and the bread which she had prepared into the hand of her son Jacob.
The Lord like, nah, Esau, you ain't about to be conniving on this one. This here is in my name. This for my name's sake. This is what I declared from the beginning. He can't offset no prophecy. Go ahead.
And he came unto his father and said, my father. And he said, here am I. Who art thou, my son? And Jacob said unto his father, I am Esau, thy firstborn.
Go ahead.
I have done according as thou badest me. Arise, I pray thee, sit and eat of my venison, and thy soul may bless
You know
thee.
what's funny
I got
about that? Just to add this.
Yeah.
Only Jake, not only Jake, but Jake is the only one out of all the other nations that can sound like an Edomite.
Oh, imitate, yeah. Imitate, yeah. Like do the imitations well.
Yeah.
It's funny because when you continue on, bro.
Verse 20, and Isaac said unto his son, how is it that thou hast found it so quickly, my son?
Because he just told the real Esau to go, and because at that time we were talking about it's a process to go hunt, prepare, and all that, right? But in the midst of all that, Esau left. Rebecca heard it and said, nah. Told Jacob what he just read to do all of that, right? So now she prepared it. She gave him the venison and whatnot. Continue. Now tell you what he said after that.
And he said, because the Lord thy God brought it to me.
Well, you're damn straight. He said, Yahawah brought it to me. Right. He said the Lord, and if you go to the NLT, it's even better worded. But he said the Lord thy God brought it to me. So he probably said like the Lord thy God brought it to me. He had it in his hand. Go ahead.
And Isaac said unto Jacob, come near, I pray thee, that I may feel thee, my son, whether thou be my very son Esau or not. And that just shows you how important the promises were,
Right.
because he wanted to make sure.
Make sure you won't be faulty.
And Jacob went near unto Isaac his father, and he felt him and said, the voice is Jacob's voice, but the hands are the hands of Esau.
So like, yo, you sound like Jake, but I like you feel the hands. Go ahead.
And he discerned him not, because his hands were hairy.
He discerned him not because his hands were hairy. So he going by his field because he can't see really, because it said his eyes were dimming.
Right, he was blind.
Yeah. Go ahead.
And that goes to show you how the Lord set that up spiritually for Esau to see. Isaac had to be blind in order for that to happen.
Word.
Like, there would be no other way, even if he was deaf, dumb, no other way could have that went down unless he was blind.
Yup.
And that's why they walk by faith, not by sight.
Right. Word. And not to get too deep, but it's just funny who Isaac is. Always gotta think about who Isaac is and the spirit that was in Isaac. Go ahead.
And he discerned him not, because his hands were hairy as his brother Esau's hands, so he blessed him.
So that's where, boom, boom. That's where we at right now, about to come into, man. That buzzing. Boom. Right there, it was set, match, hook, line, and sinker, stamp, signed, delivered. Delivered. Go ahead.
And he said, art thou my very son Esau? And he said, I am. And he said, bring it near to me, and I will eat of my son's venison, that my soul may bless thee. And he brought it near to him, and he did eat. And he brought him wine, and he drank.
Yo, eating, drinking, thought he thought was Esau, but really Jacob. So the Lord's plan is still being activated, even though it wasn't actually the firstborn. But the Lord had Esau what? You sold it. You swore on my name. You can't get nothing. You got to get clowned. You got to get snaked. But the Lord still did it righteously. Because he had Isaac, like I said, he had Isaac blind. Thought it was Esau. Hey, there you go. Right?
And his father Isaac said unto him, come near now and kiss me, my son. And he came near and kissed him. And he smelled the smell of his raiment and blessed him and said, see, the smell of my son is as the smell of a field, which the Lord hath blessed.
He used his other senses.
He got deceived by all the senses, and one of them, he did the one sense he needed, he didn't have.
Damn.
And that goes, once again, I goes to show you
Damn.
what the Lord said about the spirit versus the carnal. The Lord said, I don't judge by the sight. This is how to be done. I'm going to take away, I'm going to deceive all your five senses because of the spiritual senses, what's important. Because Isaac was going to bless Esau off of the physical.
That's what he did.
But it was in the spirit that the blessing had to happen in. And when you go through the different, I always said, when you go through different cases or situations in the scriptures, the Lord always chose the second. Cain was born first, but the Lord chose Abel. Right? Hey, Jacob and Esau, Saul and David. Hey, even the disciples, I believe Peter was the second disciple. I think his brother Andrew was the first disciple. Because Andrew told Peter, was like, yo, we found the one that they were talking about in the scriptures. He was like, who are you talking about? He's like, it's him. And that's what he got introduced. So Andrew introduced YAHAWASHI to Peter. Or vice versa, introduced Peter to YAHAWASHI. So it's always about the spiritual and the carnal. The carnal comes first, which is Esau. Jacob is the end of the world. Spiritual, Esau is the beginning of that following. Even the house of David. There's two houses of David. You had the old house of David, where that got established, that let Solomon rule. We got that through the physical beating the nations. But the Lord said He's going to raise up the tabernacles of David as of old. But this raising up this army is a spiritual army. We're fighting a spiritual war right now.
And when the most spiritual man comes back, he don't come back to man, but when YAHAWASHI, so when YAHAWASHI, second Adam, when YAHAWASHI comes back, he's going to bring the spiritual and the physical. Because he's going to have the means to actually defeat Esau, Edom, and these other nations. Because it starts with him. And remember, he gets a lion's share. Remember, he's a lion of Judah. That's why YAHAWASHI is so important. Yahweh said, like, yo, I gave all judgment authority to him. If he ain't on the earth yet, what the hell we going to do then? We're not even second best.
He the top man.
Top man, Alpha and Omega. Come on, what's messing with that?
Verse 28, therefore God give thee of the dew of heaven, and the fatness of the earth, and plenty of corn and wine. Let people serve thee, and nations bow down to thee. Be Lord over thy brethren, and let thy mother's sons bow down to thee.
And that's what's about to happen. That's what's coming. Remember, this blessing didn't take part yet. We're still in Esau's blessing. The idiot. The unrighteous one, the wicked one, man. Oh, it gets better.
Cursed be everyone that curseth thee, and blessed be he that blesseth thee.
All you nations had a part of Esau's rule, right? Then Esau share with y'all. Elam, come over here. You get tax-free exemption. Oh, Ishmael, come over. Ham, come over here. Moab, definitely. Sushi, Ammon, get your sushi restaurant. With a nail salon. Yeah, did a nigga woman love to get their nails done. You reap all those benefits, man. So y'all gotta feel this. Go ahead.
And it came to pass, verse 30, and it came to pass as soon as Isaac had made an end of blessing Jacob, and Jacob has yet scarce gone out from the presence of Isaac his father.
Whoop! Bang! I'm out. He out. I left. The Lord had him leave instantly. Boom.
That Esau, his brother, came in from his hunting.
Oh, and the Lord so bad he had you come. That's a movie shit. He had him coming right after all that went down. All that went down. You just lost it all. You actually lost it when you sold it. You swore. That's when you actually gave it up. That's when the Lord took it from you. And then you were going to try to what? Get it back? And the Lord said, nah, I got another monkey wrench. I got your mother. I told your mother from before you was even on the earth. Which I was on in the womb. This is going down. So Esau couldn't have changed it. It had to go down like that, like the brother said, for it to be still righteously and faultlessly, man. Go ahead.
Verse 31, and he also had made savory meat and brought it unto his father, and said unto his father, let my father arise and eat of his son's venison, that thy soul may bless me.
And you already know how it be when you already finished eating, you full. You see some food, you be like, yo, man, I'm good.
Word.
I'm all right, yo. Who that? Oh, continue. I think it says something. He says something.
Verse 32, and Isaac his father said unto him, who art thou? And he said, I am thy son, thy firstborn Esau. And Isaac trembled very exceedingly, and said, who? Where is he that hath taken venison and brought it to me?
So Isaac felt a little bad, like, whoa, what? What?
And I have eaten of all, and I have eaten of all before thou camest, and have blessed him, yea, and he shall be blessed.
You're done in this town.
So and he shall be
Yeah,
blessed.
it's done. You're done in this town. You lost it. You ain't got it no more. Enemy, you never really had it. But the Lord even had you have it for a moment, and in your carnality, you gave it up because what? You was hungry? And why did the Lord have Jacob say, yo, you don't swear to me the day of your birth right there? If you that hungry, nigga.
There goes the Karen. Oh. Verse 34, and when Esau heard the words of his father, he cried with a great and exceeding bitter cry, and said unto his father, bless me, even me also, O my father.
Any more blessing for me? Me too?
He said exceedingly bitter.
Yeah,
Like,
man, you talk about bitter. You talk about America and all that being bitter. And think about that though. Think about though. You being a snake you were gonna come back and try to snake your brother. But you ain't talking about that though. You act like you out here just like guiltless. And that's what he do now. He does all the wickedness and just act like he ain't do nothing. That's what the smart heads are doing right now. We're being anti-S and yeah. But here it is, you're the one bombing everybody. You are doing it. Everybody sees you doing it. The Lord has everyone see you doing it. You're being exposed and you're still lying.
And even on top of, before the bombing, just everyday life, like these institutions, these CEOs are all small hats. They talk about, I forgot, I think it was Boeing. I don't know if he was a small hat himself. He could have been. Yeah. But they was like, so we're looking at this, I mean, they was getting grilled by the Congress.
Yeah.
He's like, so,
That's the CEO, yeah.
So you were letting go people and you didn't give none of your employees a raise, but yet you got a $2.3 million increase in a budget? How did this take place? I'm just throwing out numbers. He's like, how did this happen?
It was more than that.
Yeah, and he's like, fumbling and stumbling.
They know what it was? I remember what it was. They asked him. He said that the people there didn't get their raises.
They didn't
so
get raises,
it's like they didn't get the year like a certain amount of time where they're supposed to get a raise. But he said, you've gotten a high-ass raise within the last year.
Mm-hmm.
And he's just sitting there quiet. They're kind of like Bruce Willis. He's just sitting there like, he was turning red. And it was like, yo, that's you being exposed. That's you being like exposed, man. Cause now you can't walk away from that. Cause now it's already out. You always say the Pandora's box can't go back in. So now you're exposed. You can't just be like, I didn't do it. Everybody sees the records. The people that know they didn't get the raise. And they know you did.
Or because when you think about the whole greatly despised, right? As the Lord said in Obadiah that he was going to be greatly despised, the whole house of Edom, right? Starting with the chief house, Amalek, why is he being despised? This whole thing with the Palestinians is being, magnified, but it ain't just about that, man. It's more, it goes deeper than just them over there bombing them Palestinians. Remember, we're talking about the central bank where you fuck, what did DMX say? You basically, when you fuck with my money, you fuck with me. Like, that's and that's everybody in the world has been subjected to the money scheme that Esau has, the pyramid scheme of the economics, man. Everybody falls to it. There is no way that no regular civilian can get on the level of a central banker. Like, it's literally impossible. You made a system to where the capitalism, they tell you if you work hard enough, there's no ceiling. That's a damn lie. People don't get on the level of the Rothschilds, of the Rockefellers. They call that old money. And that old money was established by what? The blood, sweat, and tears of Jacob, right? The Israelites. But you got it through what? Robbing, stealing, and killing. That's why it says the blessing that you got, I don't know if you want to go to it, but the blessing that you got was the same blessing, the fatness of the earth. But how did you get that blessing? How did you fulfill it? By the sword. And that's problematic, because if you got to get your blessing, if you got to get up by shitting on everybody else, you might be on top, but guess what? Everybody else now hates you.
Word.
Everybody else now greatly despise you. That's why it says, the Lord, you're gonna be like one that had a flee out of the earth. Think about it. That's why he's trying to go to Mars, trying to go explore the space, because you get into a point, if you stayed in your position of power, everybody will be at you. I think in Job it says every hand of the wicked shall come upon you. And that word wicked goes into the word the laborers, man. All the laborers, which is everybody else, you got the 1%ers, you got the 99%. So every hand of the 99% gonna want to get a piece of your ass. So yeah, you like, I gotta get out the earth.
It's your fault, man. 'Cause now everybody knows it was you, because you think about it, and that goes when we talk about when the truth actually came out. I'm at a brother read to 42.
No.
When the truth came out, that's when you started getting exposed more, because you think. I remember when I was coming out, I wasn't thinking about no small hats. So and we 80s baby, all of us is 80s babies. So I don't know if my parents and like our grandparents, they knew like the small hats own everything. But now everybody knows it's the J's that own everything. Now everybody knows for sure. Everybody knows now. And now with all this shit going on with the war that's being publicized and televised, now your lies you're being exposed, your skirt is being lifted. And you're trying to gain sympathy, but nobody has sympathy for you, because now everybody sees what you are doing.
You know what's funny? I know you didn't say. Well, it's funny what they did back before the actual truth and the prophets woke up. People knew that they had stuff, but because they put out that rhetoric where you can't talk about them, you know, they're God's chosen people, nobody actually wanted to say anything negative about them publicly. It didn't start until the truth came out that's when the light got shined on them publicly, to where as though we see that you have been, as it says in 2 Thessalonians, the wicked has been revealed, which is a part of prophecy. Us revealing them and exposing them is a part of the Lord's judgment and prophecy that he said was going to happen in these last days. You got it, bro.
Oh yeah, I just want to say real quick, like even with the pyramid, they use the views of the pyramid, and it shows like the slaves and the serfs that they had to rob the major corporations in the Netherlands, and the very elites at the first top.
That's all seen high.
They're all seeing that. So they let you know we run this shit, and ain't nothing you can do about it. We set laws, we set rules, we set everything. You know what I mean? And we're the, you know, the devils that the Bible speaks of.
I know now, looking back, when I was in middle school, you remember Mr. Sussman? Okay. Yo, he was a math teacher. And look at his name now, Sussman. Look at how he looked. He did like an Amalekite. This dude, for a class movie, he showed us Schindler's List in a math class. Shouldn't we be watching like A Beautiful Mind or like some kind of like math movie? Show us Schindler's List. Like, why are you showing a bunch of black kids Schindler's List? I don't give a fuck about that shit now. Of course, you know, we didn't know no better because it was like 8th grade, but it's like, that go to show like, yo, they want you to care about that, because that movie actually was a world-renowned movie, if not an Oscar-winning movie.
Well, Trump said it recently. When he was talking about the JOOs, he was like, we heard about, you know, we all studied it in high school. We all was taught what happened to them. We know the history. We all was taught it. We know it. Because that's a part of the curriculum.
Right.
Now, you got to ask yourself, why in America, which had nothing to do with what was going on in Germany in the 30s and 40s, that America had nothing to do with that. Why is that a part of the institutional curriculum in America?
Why so engraft in America? Yeah.
But then when you go back to find out who actually funded the General Board of Education in America, it was the Rockefellers. And what are the Rockefellers? They're rats. They're small hats. So yes, they put it. They literally made you, institutionalized you to be sympathetic towards them, and look at them as them needing, you know, help and being beneficial, and you can't say nothing about them.
America.
Although it's our people, the one that get treated the worst here. But as it says in Jeremiah, who shall but mourn thee? They tell you niggas and you Hispanics, hey, pull yourself up by your bootstraps and get hard work. But here it is, they give them reparations, build millions of dollars. Millions of dollars, and it had nothing to do with America. But now when Jake wants to talk about reparations, it's a whole uproar.
Slavery in America.
Yeah, it's a whole. I don't think we should have to pay for what our ancestors did, but y'all paying for the damn small hats
To this day.
that your ancestors had nothing to do with. Because it's a conspiracy, man. It's a cover up. But now you exposed.
You can't unexpose yourself.
Yeah, I was gonna say to go to the brother, add to the brother point, to show you that we're programmed to have sympathy upon them. You ask the average person who's the most evil evil person ever, most people are going to say Hitler.
That's the point.
You know?
But that was also coming up in history class, like, oh yeah, the cost and the Nazi Germany, because that was a good, and what time frame was around? A little before World War II. So a little before they came into that land and it became a state.
It's so funny because they show the graphics behind the Germany thing. They'll show you like the gas chambers and how they was looking. So they'll show you all these graphics, right? These graphic depictions, so you can feel bad. Like, damn, that's what. Why didn't you show none of the graphics of slavery, man?
That y'all funded as
You
well.
ain't show none of the, you know that picture where the dude got his back tore up?
Right.
You don't show none of that. You don't show none of the brutality of the hangings, the how they used to castrate Israel,
yeah.
burn them. You don't show none of that. You have picnics. Because if you show that imagery, that's something that you will feel, man. That's why even when they brought out, which it had to be a Jake that had brought it out, but he didn't get that much backing, Birth of a Nation, when they brought that out, that was all like, oh, Esau. Jake, when they came out of the movie theater, they said, yo, even my mom said it. I didn't want to talk to a white person for a week, man. Because it stirs up something in you. But they want Jake to be docile. They want Jake to be dependent and look at Esau and these other nations as an enemy. I mean, as a friend, when all you've been is an enemy, man.
And a good point, I got you. They said that too when another movie came out, Django. That vibe came out. So that means that if those movies were to continue to just come out, that means that would be the vibe in Jake. And it means that that would be waking up. But the Lord said, nah, it's not that time yet. He's going to bring all things to remembrance in due time with his prophets slowly. But with the elect. But
I knew you were saying something, bro. Go ahead.
No, I was just gonna say, and what pisses me off is you have a lot of Jake now who run with this thing of they're sick of seeing slavery type movies, those movies that stir you up because they don't want to have that feeling towards Esau, man.
Yep.
You supposed to get mad, man.
Yep. They get mad. They want to talk about all this anti-S bullshit. What about what happened to us in this land? What they did. They brought us over in the worst conditions on all the ships, man. Women having their time of the month on each other, desecrating on each other, urinating on each other. That's what's happening in the ships with black people, so-called black people coming over here. Coming here. Not in Israel, not over in Germany, over here in this land, on this soil, where all these Edomite, so-called white people still reap the benefits from. That's how they got their money. You think they got their money just because they worked hard? They got their money through, like the brother said, blood, sweat, and tears.
The sharks still travel the same way as the ships to this day, man. That shows you how much bodies was in the water.
Word.
Got thrown into the water.
And jumping in the water.
Yeah,
Remember,
and jumping in the water.
They was fleeing. Yo, there was a Goodbye Uncle Tom. You watch that movie or documentary, whatever you want to call it. That showed you, man. And this is what the Lord said. What was a punishment to us at that? Why cries about for that affliction?
And you only talking about what 2.5 tribes.
Right.
You're talking about before Jake
man.
before the Southern Kingdom already got here. They still finding mass graveyards of northern tribes underneath buildings and churches and shit like that with kids bones, man. Not even adults, not even military. These are just regular civilians, children. They were saying that I was reading something how they were trying to Americanize the what they call the Indians, the Native Americans here, and they would put them into what was they called? Churches, like church institutions, like Catholic churches and stuff like that. They'll make them cut off their hair. They'll make them learn English. But the thing that they was doing to them kids over there, they said the priests and the nuns were raping the kids there, man. The women also was raping the men, the little boys and girls. And they supposed to be priests and nuns. You got and they forced them. It's not like they came and said like, oh, you want to go there. They used to take them from their reservations or wherever it is they was at, particularly over there in the West Coast, and then make them go to these Catholic churches. Make them learn about Cesare Borgia while still doing all of these atrocities to them. Why do you think the northern tribes, especially Gad and Reuben, why do you think they so heavy on alcohol, man? Because of the trauma that they was going through. And that wasn't back in the 14, 15, I'm talking about that was back in the 60s, the 70s that they were doing that shit.
Okay.
I was going to say, and it's still happening to you northern tribes today with the whole ICE thing, man. There were stories coming out about that, of them raping children and even males to come over here, man. You want to get over here, you got to do this.
Yeah, matter of fact, somebody get Jeremiah 30 and 16, because I ain't gonna lie to you, kind of piss me off. But just think, and these are people that try to act like they're so high and mighty and such good people, man. But you doing that, oh, because what they say? They say, oh, it doesn't, they could take all this pain and they could do all this, man. Well, let's go see when the Lord said what? You did that, and you furthered the affliction. Remember, the Lord said he was a little angry, and you did that. You talk about what y'all do. They talk about in the world what they're doing to the Palestinians, but it's what, oh, just a year? Well, not just for a year, but like, that's about this exact scenario. It's only been going on for a year, right? You've been doing this to us for centuries and counting. We don't know how much longer we have here. We know it's a short time, but yo, this is still happening right now. Y'all didn't stop just because the prophets came out. Y'all might be even going worse than. All the stuff coming out with the whole Nickelodeon, all of the all quiet on the set. That's not even still able to. They talk about what you talk about? Hillary Clinton. She was a major graper.
Oh, Pizzagate.
Pizzagate. Your precious Obama, Kamala's, all of all of them. They all was there. And what kids you think they was bringing over there? Especially in this time, Jake.
You got all this history out there, and people call us conspiracy theorists for saying these things, man.
Word.
Do some fucking reading, man.
Read what they were doing to the so-called black and Hispanics and Native Americans centuries ago, right here on this soil, man. And watch when YAHAWASHI come back. He's gonna bring an all to remembrance, man. Everybody gonna remember what was done to the children of Israel. Remember your affliction. That's what he said in the book of Joel. For what they did to the Grecians. I forget what he said. The Arabians. Did he say the Arabians told to the Grecians in Joel? Sabians, but basically the cell of Israel amongst the nations.
Tyree?
Yeah, Tyree, Sidon. And it said first Judah. Judah, the tribe YAHAWASHI came from. But you get that Jeremiah 30:16?
Yeah, Jeremiah 30:16. Therefore all they that devour. Jeremiah 30:15. Why criest thou for thine affliction? Thy sorrow is incurable. For the multitude of thy iniquity, because thy sins were increased.
So the reason why the Lord had that happen to us, the reason why that's incurable is because we can't come back from that. But the reason why it went down was because of our iniquity, for our transgression, for our disobedience. The Lord allowed Esau to do all those incurable things to us, man. You can't come back from that trauma. And remember, this is generational trauma, Stockholm syndrome. You love your oppressor because why? That's all you know now. All you know is oppression. And he's been the one, oppression is the longest and the most and the worst. But now he's at his end. That's why America's in a predicament it's in. That's why America is going down. That's why everything is going to shit. And it can't cut, and it's incurable now. Because now the curse is about to go into these devils, but continue.
I have done these things unto thee.
I have done these things unto thee. Yahweh, the Heavenly Father, had Esau, he allowed Esau to do that to us, man. But that don't mean he ain't gonna go and punish though, but he's just saying why it happened to us. And why it's gonna happen to you is because you did it to us. You see how that work? Go ahead.
Verse 16. Therefore all they that devour thee shall be devoured.
All thee that devour thee shall be devoured. So all that, and we ain't gonna do it how y'all did it to us. We gonna do it righteously, but we still gonna give it to you, man. You're gonna taste the cup of affliction, man. You're gonna taste the cup of affliction, man. All you nations from Esau on down, because you all had a part. So go ahead.
And all thine adversaries, every one of them.
Hey, Ishmael too. Then Ishmael supplied the ships, right? But now we're supposed to cry for Ishmael because of what Esau doing to him? Nah, buddy.
It's funny because you see a lot of the protesting for the Palestinians. There be a lot of Jacob in there.
Oh, yeah.
They be the ones that be on the loudspeaker, especially the nigga woman, so-called black woman. Always got something to say about somebody else's oppression. But here it is, you want to come up against the so-called black man, especially the prophets. You want to make fun of mock the prophets, man, who are standing for your people.
Right. You remember what they were doing to y'all in the time of slavery?
But the Lord gonna bring it back.
Right, you're gonna bring it back. But I'll tell you, so-called black women, you know what they used to do? And Hispanic women too. They used to bring y'all, rape you, and then have the guests rape you too. All day long, all night long. Some even till death. That's what was happening. Hate to get that raw, but that's what was happening. And they did it to little children too. Remember we was watching the Birth of a Nation? He had like a little girl in the bed. That wasn't just, oh, it wasn't a certain, at age 18. Not me, but go ahead.
They had fucking breeding farms with Jake, where they make a Jake woman and a Jake man have sex, and just keep breeding and breeding and breeding.
Yo,
you know?
And they was having incest. They was having to do incest things too.
Yeah.
Having mothers have sex with their sons. They was doing that too. Remember, Esau is the most profane individual on the earth. How can we have Jake go off the most and the worst? And it happened right here on this soil.
What?
Yeah, you read that.
Therefore, all they that devour thee shall be devoured, and all thine adversaries, every one of them, shall go into captivity, and they that spoil thee shall be spoiled.
Right, so basically what the Lord is saying, yeah, I had to happen to you, but now it's over. I'm about to bring it totally to remembrance so you can get really mad. Because it don't just stop today, September 7th? This is going to continue, man. The Lord is going to have prophecies coming to pass more. He's going to have the prophets still out here prophesying, bringing out this information, bringing out things we find out day to day, current events, until the Lord has the prophets stop. We don't know when that's going to be, but Lord, we endure to the end, we continue to the end, and we continue to prophesy to the end. You want to know with that?
Yeah.
Nah, he was doing that.
This is the book of Luke. Luke, chapter 1, verse 68. It says, "Blessed be the Lord Yahawah, power of Israel, for he hath visited and redeemed his people. He hath raised up a horn of salvation for us in the house of his servant David. He hath spake, as he spake by the mouth of his holy prophets, which have been since the world began, that we should be saved from our enemies and from the hand of all that hate us, to perform the mercy promised to our fathers, and to remember his holy covenant, the oath which he swore to our father Abraham, that he would grant unto us that we, being delivered out of the hand of our enemies, might serve him without fear, in holiness and righteousness before him all the days of our life."
Man,
Hey, and that's what YAHAWASHI represents, man. You know, that's why we come out here and we preach YAHAWASHI, because he is the one. He is the one to bring that to pass. That's why the disciples asked him, "Will you now at this time restore the kingdom to Israel?" This is what we up here talking about, man. We're up here talking about entering into our rest. For Israel to actually have a rest, that we don't have to have a worry, that we can dwell safe in our home, in our land, that we don't have to be subjected to these enemies, to these other nations. These people try to make it seem like everybody's in a mindset of we all can come together in love. That's never been a thing on the earth, man. It's never been where all nations will come together and love each other. There's always been a dominant nation and subject nations, man. When you read Daniel the 7th chapter, that speaks about various different captivities that Israel was going to be in under other nations. It's not talking about spiritual captivity by Esau, by the devil and demons. Yes, the devil and Satan and demons work through people, but it's physical people that were ruling over us. And it's only YAHAWASHI, which is the Son of God, who is going to come in the form of a Son of Man, that is going to deliver us out of the hand of these enemies, man. And if you don't want to be delivered by YAHAWASHI, then you're going to have to partake of that same drink that he's going to pour out here in America. Because remember, in Revelation, when it talk, not Revelation, Matthew, when it talks about the wrath, right? When it talks about that fire, it said it was prepared for the devil and his angels. So the Lord's coming. That's why the Lord's coming to visit Basra, metaphoric Basra. Who it is that coming from Edom with dyed garments from Basra? YAHAWASHI is coming to America during the time of Esau's rulership, to completely wipe out America and completely take Esau out of power, to set up what? A righteous kingdom on the earth. And this is what we are heralds about, man. We are prophesying, we're preaching, we are speaking about the righteous kingdom to come. And if you're not down with righteousness, then you have to feel the fire of the Lord, his indignation. Righteous anger. If you're not down with righteousness, you have to feel the righteous anger. Either way, you're going to know what righteousness is, man.
And I mean, either way, if you're an Israelite, you're going to be in the kingdom. You're going to get this righteousness, one form or another. That's what's crazy. Because the Lord's mercy, he said the whole seed of Israel shall be glorified. Well, he should be glorified in the seed of Israel, seed of Jacob, even the 2/3. But they're going to have to, the only thing is, like the brother said, it's going to be like, you're going to be one, it's going to be the bad part.
It's going to be brutality, man.
Yeah,
in Mortal Kombat, where you knock a nigga head off, brutality, fatality. That's what you're going to have to experience. But that goes to show you the Lord's love for Israel. That's why he said, who loves Israel more than me?
Word. Who can love Israel more than me? The him that made him. You want to say something, brother?
No. Yeah, I'm just kidding.
All right, so with that, Lord, when this is edifying, we'll give all praises to Yahawah, Ba'ashem, Yahawashi, Ba'ashem, Kakadash, double honor to the Apostle of Israel, aka the Apostle of Millstone. Shalom, until next time.
Shalom.